Welcome to the Hustle Factory Podcast Show.
All we do is hustle.
And here's your host, John Lindemus.
He's kind of a big deal.
Bringing you amazing insights and views of entrepreneurship on today's society.
What's up, everyone, guys? This is John Lindemus, your host of another amazing episode of the Hustle Factory Podcast Show. And you know what? I'm very fucking excited to welcome my newest guest for today's episode of the Hustle Factory Podcast. Independent artist. The floor is all yours, my brother. And briefly tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Mack. I'm a music producer out of Atlanta, Georgia. I've been making music for over 10 years now. Been working with some pretty big name artists like Travis Porter, MGK, Ludacris, just to name a couple of them. But then also working with local artists here in Atlanta and across the globe.
All right.
But then also I run a shoe company called Unforgettable Shoe. And we created and launched our own shoe last year, and the response has been great. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about that a little bit in our interview as well.
All right. Good shit. I mean, 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right here, he's been a music producer for 10 fucking years. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. It's a grind, a slow grind for sure.
Yes, it is. That's what it's all about, you know. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, to get this party started, let's go ahead and start with a simple question. What got you started doing what you're doing right now, music producing and so on? What's the story behind it?
Yeah, so I kind of fell into music production. I had always been interested in music. I grew up in a musical household, meaning my mom played music all the time.
All right.
And I just always had an affinity for music. But then once I got to high school, I started learning about different music programs, and I just picked it up and I ran with it. I never, looked back. I just kind of it's always been a passion of mine. So that's what got me started.
That's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's your fucking passion. That's the awesome part about it. And now the next thing that I want to ask you is that on your Twitter bio, it says something about you're a CEO of Unforgettable Shoes and so on, just like what you mentioned before and so on. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that, like that company, Unforgettable Souls.
Yeah. So basically, I started Unforgettable Souls in 2014.
All right.
It was based on a need that I saw in my community. I went to Georgia State University, which is downtown in Atlanta, Georgia, and I walked past homeless people on a daily basis. And I thought, what can I do to help? I didn't really have money for food or clothes to give to them, but I knew I was hoarding shoes. I've always been a sneakerhead, so I had a ton of shoes in my closet. And basically, what I did was I gave them all away. I went to a famous park here in Atlanta, and I just started giving my shoes away on a daily basis as I passed people that could wear my size. And from there, I just asked my friends to donate their shoes. So then we started doing shoe drives where we're giving out shoes all the time. And then I started trying to ask different brands like Nike, Under Armour, Puma, just to partner with me and donate shoes. The only company that wanted to donate shoes with us was N1. And so we donated a few shoes with them. And then after being told no so many times, I decided to create my own brand and own shoe. And that's how we got to the Take Chances shoe that you see on our website today on unforgettablestoles.com.
All right, cool. I mean, holy shit. That's a lot of, and so you're saying that you got a lot of rejections and that shit didn't stop you. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. It's just as the title of your podcast, The Hustle Factory, is being a hustler. It's you're going to get told no, get rejected, but it's all about just keep going. I know this quote sticks out to me as I'm speaking is you can't lose if you don't quit.
Exactly. You're right. That's exactly what it is, ladies and gentlemen. After all, rejections, failures, losing, it's all temporary. Mm-hmm. It's not going to stay forever, But the thing about it is it will stay forever if you keep thinking about losing such a bad thing, because losing, failing, or whatever how you want to call it, it's really not such a bad thing after all if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's actually
it's a great teacher.
Exactly. It's actually actually a huge lesson to all of us entrepreneurs and so on, and you need to take advantage of that asset and so on. All right, that's some good stuff. Good stuff. I like that. I like that. And you know what? And and as an entrepreneur, I see different independent artists there and so on and all that. So I'm asking you this as a music producer as well. Why do you think it is so important to follow your own passion and all, whatever it is? It could be producing your own music, rapping, streaming, whatever the fuck it is. Like, why is it so important about it?
Yeah, I think it's very important to follow your passions just because it's something that you're going to do regardless if you're getting paid or not. And I think it's important for you to just try to, create a business around what you love to do. That way you avoid burnout or frustration. For me personally, man, I had took a hiatus from music a few years ago just because I had gotten into a bad business deal and it left a sour taste in my mouth, and I basically put music on the back burner. And what I found was I was still creating music, I just wasn't releasing it to the public. So that just goes to show that I've always had that path. But and then I also, as I took away a hiatus from it, I started to build up this wall of fear of putting my music back out just because of my experience with bad business, and then also what people might think about me and judgment and all that kind of stuff. But then I had to get over that fear and just say, hey, this is something that I love to do. I'm going to create, and if people like it, cool. If they don't, cool. I'm still going to do what I love to do and try to make a difference in the world.
Right. Exactly, Chance. So let me just ask you this. Would you rather do something what you love or what you're passionate about, or would you rather do something that you absolutely fucking hate it so much? It's almost like put it this way, like you're doing a 9-to-5 job, working as a McDonald's crew member, wherever it is. Come on now. I mean, which one would you rather? Which one would you rather pay?
Yeah, I think everybody would choose to do something that they love, of course.
Right. But see, the reason why I asked that because I feel like some people out there, they make this thing so fucking complicated. It's really not even that complicated. I mean, I understand sometimes that there's some situations that they can't do it because dad, no money, their family, dad. Well, you know what? Here's the thing about it. It's not up to them for them to think about your future and your dreams and goals and all that. It's all on you. You're really the only one who can decide that. It doesn't even matter who it is. Don't let your parents tell you to do that. Don't let your friends do whoever the fuck it is. Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't work like that.
You're absolutely right. And I think that's a hang up for a lot of us, is just kind of we let our circumstances dictate our actions. But it's kind of like we have to get outside of ourselves by still being ourselves and start getting out of our mind in terms of letting our circumstances dictate what we do and who we are.
Right.
We just have to be true to ourselves.
Right. Well, it's just all about the perspective and mindset, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let have this bad days getting into your head and you think it's all over and end of the world. Come on, grow up. Don't be like that.
Easier said than done though, man. I know I still struggle sometimes with just getting in my own head and stuff like that, but I literally have been trying to work towards getting away from that. The way that I try to work away or get away from that is just I have this motto: take chances. And what that means is just take chances is just do it. Whatever good or bad comes from it, at least you took that shot. Take chances. That's kind of what I live by.
Hey, I mean that's what entrepreneurship is all about. You got to take risks everywhere. Every turn you go, there's always a fucking risk in there. If you don't want to take risks, then don't even think about calling yourself an entrepreneur, because that's not being entrepreneurship anymore. You don't want to take any risk, then just get out of the game, because this is not for you, Yep,
you're absolutely right.
And and honestly, I have zero respect for people out there saying, entrepreneurship is such a it's another BS game. No, it's not. It's fucking BS because you're not doing shit. You're just sitting there in the fucking couch doing shit,
Yeah. Tell them about themselves, John. Get on.
Hey, I mean, sometimes sometimes they're gonna tell you, this shit ain't gonna work out, man. Don't do that. Just get a job. And I tell them, okay, so fine, let's get a job then. Do I love it? Hell no. What about yourself? You don't. So stop lying to yourself, And
a lot of people are just projecting. When they say you can't do something, they're just projecting their own fear onto you. So as an entrepreneur, as a hustler, entrepreneur, you have to have thick skull and know, be convicted in your heart that, you're passionate about. It doesn't matter what anybody says or thinks about what you're
doing. Right. And speaking of that, I'm pretty sure by now you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, right?
Mm-hmm, of course.
See, that's the guy, that's the real OG in there, That guy just doesn't fuck around. And you give him some dumb shit excuses, he'll just tell you the exact opposite,
Yeah, for sure. Gary Vee is like the most blatantly honest person that you'll find on the earth.
Hey, and it's the truth, After all, truth hurts. And if you don't like the truth, and if you don't like the truth, then hey, there's nothing else we can do about it.
Yep.
You know what else? And speaking of music and all that, you mentioned before that you've been doing in the music industry for 10 years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it about that? Like, what is it? And so far, are you loving the process of that game? Like, are you absolutely loving this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a passion of mine. So I think like the industry and the business of the music industry is not necessarily like the most, I'd say, sane business environment. It's kind of like everybody has their own agenda and it's very political.
Right.
But for me, I just love to create music. It's something that makes me happy. I create music for my own mental health, really, just to make sure that I'm not, going into a, depressed state. Like, I think that's something that really uplifts my mood. And then I also like, being honest and transparent, it feels like I'm starting over, like I'm turning a new leaf. Even though I've been doing music for so long, now that I'm coming back from my hiatus, it feels like I'm starting from square one again. And I think that challenge or that, idea of that journey excites me. I know that there's going to be ups and downs, peaks and valleys, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to, be successful in my own, mind and get my music heard.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is, Chance. Just stop, never give up, don't ever stop thinking that you can't do it and all that, because you know very well in your own mindset that you can do it. The only one, and I mean honestly, the only one who can stop it is yourself. That's it. You're the only one who can do it.
Right.
You're the sole creator of your own dreams and goals. Period. No BS, no drama. It's just on you. That's it.
Yeah, man. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it is crazy. When you think about it.
I feel like I need to post some of your rants, man. You're getting on them today.
Hey, go right ahead, bro. Go right ahead, man. You're doing me a huge favor, bro, because there are a lot of people out there. It's just that all they really need is just a little bit of push and a little bit of motivational and rant. And actually, what really got me started doing podcasting in the first place and entrepreneurship overall is this guy Gary Vaynerchuk. As soon as I heard this guy, I'm like, holy shit! Did this guy just said the F word? Like, holy crap!
Yeah. I think that's one thing I noticed about you is that you're very authentic, and I can tell that you actually care about not only the podcast, but you care about your audience and you care about them actually taking action on their dreams and their goals.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, definitely. I mean, that's pretty much the key to anything,
To you.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much the key to it. You gotta give value to your audience and to all the people out there, no matter what niche you're in, whether you're producing music, you're a YouTuber, or you're streaming, you gotta give them value, because other than that, why in the hell are they gonna listen or participate to what you're doing? Like, what's the end game there, And I really hate to see people out there, they're just doing this because they wanna do it for the money. And there's another huge trend about that, and I feel like that's the whole reason why they never make it.
Yep, you're absolutely right. My grandma has this saying, or used to have this saying called "a watch pot doesn't boil." And so if you're looking, you're looking for money, like you're probably not going to get it. You have to do what it takes to like set yourself and your business up versus like just going after something that's going to make you money, because that's typically going to make the money go away from you. Yeah.
Because I mean, think about it. Let's just say right now I wanna become a rapper or whatever, like independent artist and all that. And the only main reason I want to do this is all because of the money and the fame and all that.
Yeah.
And if I keep thinking that, and guess what? I'm just setting myself up for failure.
Yeah.
And
right, because it's gonna take a lot.
And the only thing you should be really focusing is stop focusing about the money part, being famous and all that. Just focus on what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and that's it. That's the whole end game out there, ladies and gentlemen. You're not if you're only doing this for money, then you better go ahead and just go look yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Because if you just want to go ahead and do this for the money, then you know what? Just go ahead and you might as well just go ahead and apply a job and I don't know, just get paid hourly and all that, because it makes zero sense. You're doing this for a side hustle and all that. Other than that, it's not gonna cut it. I'm not all about that. I'm only doing this for the weekend. Nah. If you're gonna do this, you better make sure get your ass back into the game. It's really
Yep.
that simple, chance.
Yeah, and if you love what you do, it's going to be hard to just contain it to the weekends. You're going to want to do it like anytime you get a chance to. So, I just, like you said, man, encourage people to just follow their passions, not necessarily follow the money.
Right, exactly. And then
Yeah.
that's another thing I really wanna let it out of my chest. Like, what the fuck is up with all these parents kind of like discouraging their children not to do that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
what gave them the mentality of that? Like, I
Yeah.
don't.
It's fear, man. It's fear. Like I'm a father. I have a son who's a year and a half, and
Right,
I try to not to like project my fears onto him in terms of like what he
definitely,
does and who he becomes, because you never know what his passions or anybody's passions can take them. Like that could make them a multimillionaire, or a person who leaves a legacy
exactly.
that's far greater than any monetary value. So don't limit people, or don't limit your kids based on your own perception and your own fears.
Right, exactly. It's like I said, parents these days they're like lowering their children's self esteem out there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just parents out there.
Hmm.
Even teachers out there, they're saying, "Oh, do this, do this, do your homework, and you'll be fine." Hell no,
Yeah.
hell no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know what?
man. The world is changing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Back when I was in school and on high school, elementary, middle school, you name it. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the smartest kid in the entire class and all that, but I still managed to
Hmm.
make it. And
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, to tell the truth, I fucking hate homeworks. Like I keep thinking to myself, what's the whole purpose of this?
Yeah.
What's the whole purpose of this?
Yeah.
Like we're not learning shit.
Work, busy work. Yep.
Like we're not learning shit. The only thing we're learning is how to get a fucking job in the first place. That's it.
Take orders
Exactly.
and do what you're told to do.
And then now here's what I really want to ask you about. Do you believe that the school system have the tools out there to teach about entrepreneurship, hustle, or whatever?
Yeah, I think they have the tools. I just think they choose not to do it. Like entrepreneurship is, all over the internet. It's hot right now. There's books and there's tons of content that people
Oh yeah,
can use, but I just think that schools choose not to embrace that, and they want kids to go into this more safe path that's actually not really safe at all.
exactly. You're
So,
right. You're right.
I definitely think, we could have a whole conversation about just the system of education in
Oh yeah,
America.
but you
'Cause
know what?
I
That's gonna
feel
be.
passionate about that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know what? That's gonna be another time, just in case I
Yeah,
wanna do
yeah,
another interview with you, Chance. And that's pretty good. And other
yeah.
than that, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap up this episode. And
Okay.
from the way how I see it, it is fucking doing great, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's really hard to meet different people out there that has an entrepreneurial mindset and so on, because sometimes
Hmm.
I feel like there's like a bunch of fake ass wannabe and entrepreneurs there, and then all they do is, and then they're being all negative, and I'm like, how can you call yourself an entrepreneur when you're being fucking douche for no reason? I don't get that.
Yeah. Yeah. Entrepreneurship, man, it'll humble you, and that like when you're being arrogant and being ignorant, like you could just say that they haven't really stepped out on their faith or stepped out
Right,
into their
right, right,
passion.
right.
So and entrepreneurship will teach you not to really judge people as well, because you never know what can be successful. I know some people making slime, that are making multi-millions of dollars, on a large scale. So
Right,
you
right.
never know what can be successful, and entrepreneurship teaches you not to judge people.
Exactly. That's just what it is, Chance. And you know what? Like I said before, to finally wrap up this episode, guys, I would like to ask you a very important question, or more like a nugget or a tip.
Yeah.
If you were to give a tip to someone who wants to start in the same industry you're in right now, music industry, whatever genre it is, what will be your number one advice that you want to give them to them? Like what will
Yeah.
be your go-to advice?
Take chances, just do it. Like honestly, you have to take that chance of, humiliation, or, being rejected, whatever that may come with music. So you have to accept the good and you have to accept the bad, but take chances. Be the person that takes that opportunity and, you know, do what you want to do. Like follow your passions, pursue your dreams, and, you know, it'll all work out. And you, like I said earlier, you only lose when you quit.
Exactly.
That's my advice.
And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize, but you only got one fucking life. That's it.
Yep.
You don't have 99 lives. All right. You don't. You only got one life.
Yep.
So
Yep.
why are you wasting your time in your lifetime when you're not pursuing your dreams to goals because of what others people think of that?
Yeah. It's sad,
Like,
man.
I'm like, fuck them. That's not their stuff. That's your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely right.
All right. That's amazing, man. That's a pretty good stuff we got going on there, ladies and gentlemen. And other than that, that's pretty much around that. And I really appreciate for you. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm really sorry. I don't want to end this yet. I want you to go ahead and tell all the listeners out there where they can follow you on social media and where they can check your music and so on.
Yeah, so you can check my music out on pretty much all streaming platforms. I'm releasing, you know, beats and beat albums on Spotify, iTunes,
All right.
Amazon Music, pretty much any streaming platform. Just search for my name, Chance, and Mack, M-A-C-K. And you'll find me. And then in terms of finding me on social media, on Instagram, I'm at Chance Mack, very straightforward. On Facebook, I'm at Chance Mack, straightforward. On Twitter, at Chance Mack. So you'll be able to find me if you just remember my name, Chance Mack. And grateful to you, John, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you and talk to your audience.
Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. It's all about the hustle there. It's all about the hustle, the grind, the process, you know. That's all, you know. And actually, right. I love interacting with different people out there who have the same mentality as me, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, Chance Mack, is the real fucking deal. Not only he's in iTunes, Spotify, and now he's Amazon Music. The fuck? You know, like, that's what I'm talking about there, bro. That's what I call grind.
Man. Hustle. Oh,
yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Hustle factory, you know.
Yes, sir. That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. And other than that, thanks for coming in this interview episode, Chance. And it's really fucking awesome talking with you as well. And I'll go and make sure to use one of your music that you sent on the email on the a couple of days ago. Okay. And they're pretty dope, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
All right, not a problem, bro. Other than that, have a nice day and keep hustling there, brother.
All right, man. You do the same.
All right, awesome. See you later, Chance. All right, awesome, bro. All right, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Chance Mack, music producer, entrepreneur, and also a very amazing person to talk to him. As you can listen to him, he has a very amazing entrepreneurial mindset, and that's what I like. That's what I like about on what I do. You know, I just simply love interacting with different people out there, social media wise, locally. It doesn't even fucking matter where it is, you know. Doesn't really matter. And by the way, this is the third interview episode that I've recorded so far in the Hustle Factory podcast show. The first one might be a little bit sloppy and all that, but it's okay because, hey, the way I see it, this podcast is constantly improving every single fucking time I upload a new episode and so on, which is, I'm really blessed about that. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much everything on this episode with Chance Mack. And as usual, if you found this episode very inspirational and dope, why don't you go ahead and take a second and leave a review on iTunes out there, and, you know, iTunes, Spotify, wherever the fuck you want to go ahead and leave a review. I don't care, but I really prefer iTunes and all that. And you know what? Why not also go ahead and drop a like and even a sub on our YouTube channel now too. At the very moment, I'm kind of like a little bit disappointed that we only got 4 subscribers. But you know what? Hey, it's okay. That can't stop me, and that can't slow me down. Come on, 4 subscribers, no fucking big deal. But other than that, just go ahead, just please do make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channels for some more amazing inspirational interview episodes and some other episodes out there and so on. Lastly, please do make sure to check out the Hustle Factory podcast show on different platforms out there. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and you know what? Even on Anchor. Other than that, I'm pretty much everywhere, guys. That's just how I am. Other than that, guys, I really appreciate of you guys listening to this third interview episode of the Hustle Factory podcast show. And other than that, guys, I will see you guys on the next episode. John Lim Demons signing out.